Hi, I'm Andrew Mowry, and this is a brief video about calibrating WARBL's optical sensors. When you first receive the device, I will have calibrated the sensors once, so they should work pretty well, but at some point you want to calibrate them again because everybody's fingers are different. The easiest way to do that is to use auto calibration, and what you do is once you've connected to the configuration tool, you'll click the Auto Calibrate All Sensors button, and then you'll have 10 seconds to give WARBL examples of what your fingers look like, basically. So you'll start by holding the device like this, so that none of your fingers are anywhere near the device. And then you'll click the Auto Calibrate All Sensors button. The LED in the back of the device will come on, and then at that point you'll have 10 seconds to lightly cover all the tone holes with your fingers. So you just want to grab it gently, basically just enough pressure so you can hold it without dropping it. You want to feel all of the tone holes under your fingers, but you don't want to press down at all. After 10 seconds, the LED will go off and it will be calibrated at that point. So I'm going to do that now. I'll hold the device like this. Click the button on the web tool. The LED in the back of the device is on. Now I'll gently cover all the tone holes, again not pressing down in any of them. After 10 seconds, the LED is off and it should be calibrated at this point. So that's auto calibration. After that, you may want to fine-tune the calibration to some extent, and I'll talk about that next. Once you've auto calibrated WARBL sensors, you may find that some of the individual tone holes need some fine-tuning. So it may be the case that a tone hole registers as being covered when your finger isn't quite touching the device, or the inverse may be true. It may be you may have to press down hard on a tone hole to make it register as being covered. So you can adjust each tone hole one at a time, and you'll use the up-down arrows on the configuration tool once you're connected to that. If a tone hole is too easy to cover, you will click the down arrow once or maybe a few times. If it's too difficult, in other words, if you have to press down a little bit to get it to cover, then you'll click the up arrow for that tone hole a couple times. So what I usually do is go through the tone holes one at a time, and I like to have it calibrated so that a tone hole registers as being covered as soon as I touch the device. So if I'm just barely touching it, that seems to work well for me. So I'll go through each tone hole, cover it and uncover it to see how it's working, and see if it's being registered as being covered as soon as I touch the device. So that one's pretty good. That one I think could be a little bit tighter. In other words, I think I'd like to be able to press a little bit harder in order to have that the tone hole be covered. So I'm going to click the down arrow for that particular tone hole a couple times and try it again. So that seems better to me. That one I'd like to be a little bit easier to cover, so I'm going to click the up arrow on that one a few times. That seems a little better to me. The pinky doesn't change the note in this particular fingering pattern, but you can tell by looking at the blue lights whether it's being covered correctly, and I think that looks pretty good to me. So at that point, you do need to click Save Calibration to save those adjustments. So if I do that, the LED in the back of the device flashes 3 times. All the little numbers between the arrows reset to 0. And it's at that point you're done fine-tuning it.